Hey up, welcome to another video, and another video from Iceland. So we've had a bit of a challenging day today. We finished the day off yesterday with some horrendous snowy conditions, really cold, really snowy, total whiteout, no chat, well, a sunset were out of the question, you couldn't see more than a few feet in front of you. I'll put a bit of footage up now and you can see just how bad and how bleak it got. So today's challenge though was the fact that it was a complete reversal. We got blue skies, absolutely crystal clear blue skies. Terrible for landscape photography, brilliant for tourism. We went to a few of the tourist hotspots, Skogafoss, Seljanderfoss, absolutely heaving, coaches everywhere, and I started getting a little bit too frustrated really. So I went back to where we're staying, which is the town of Vik, which is just behind you. We regrouped, had something to eat, and we're now at sunset. So we're on Vik Beach, and we're looking across at these sea stacks. This is Reynisdrangar. Now normally people seem to gravitate towards the other side of this headland, that's Reynisdrangar, that beach, but personally I actually think the sea stacks look better from this angle. So we're just getting set up, we're very aware of these waves. This beach it's famous for something called sneaker waves, which is sort of once every 15-20 minutes, huge waves come in and can easily sweep you out to sea. So I'm being very conscious of that. But yeah, let's get something set up, let's see what we can make of this place. So compositionally, obviously the main draw is those sea stacks. So what I've done is I've got them levelled up. I'm using rule of thirds, and I'm just experimenting with shutter speed. I've got a few fast ones for these crashing waves, and they look really dramatic, really dynamic. I'm loving those. But I've also decided to go a bit longer. I've done some 30-second ones, and then I decided to go super long. It may not work, but I'm thinking perhaps maybe in mono, black and white. With this black beach, this volcanic beach, it may look really good with that white surf. There's not too much colour in the sky for sunset, so that might be the way to go. So what I've done is I've gone for a 2-minute exposure. Now the easiest way I can tell you to set that up really is, if you get yourself set up with a good composition and get your setting set at 1/8 of a second, put on a 10 stop and that equates to 2 minutes. On this camera, on the Z7, I'm having to use a remote shutter, a remote controller to set that. Set my camera to bulb, set it to go for 2 minutes, and hopefully I get that perfect exposure. Let me show you in camera. So here's the composition that I've gone for. I've got that horizon there with the sea stacks, and just keep waiting for some big waves to come across. There's that lovely white foam across that black sand, and as you can see I've got it set at 1/8 of a second. That's at f14. When I've dropped that 10 stop on, that'll give me a 2-minute exposure, really smoothing out and flattening out that water. Whether or not I go with that in my final composition, well, the fact that I got some faster shutter speed images before this one, that just gives me that option to choose which one I prefer. So I've got myself another little composition here. I've got a little lone pebble just sat nestled in all this black sand, or this volcanic sand. It looks so surreal, really minimalist, especially if I go for one of these super long exposure, 2-minute exposure for the water. I'm still thinking mono. I'm not entirely convinced. I'll probably have to wait until I get it back into post-processing, but I'm liking the idea of that. The one thing I've had to be careful of is, as a big wave comes in, I might have to make a run for it. No, I'm okay. The other thing I've had to be careful of is my footprints. If I walk beyond here, I'm ruining the scene. So basically we started further up on the beach and we slowly worked our way down towards the water's edge. So I'm going to have a go at getting this image, and if it's any good, here it comes now. Right then, I think we've done taking pictures of the sea stacks. Reynisdrangar, absolutely superb, really love being here. But there's another shot that I wouldn't mind getting while we're in this location. So just over my shoulder, you've got the town of Vic, and the town church is really picturesque. It's set up on a hill above the town, but there's another hill behind it. So you can look down on it at twilight, at blue hour. Hopefully it'll light up, hopefully it's spotlit. I'm sure I've seen some images of it all lit up. You'll be able to still see the sea stacks in the background, so I'm thinking that that might make an absolutely superb composition. Let's head up there, join me, let's see what it's got to offer. Well, there's the composition. We're above the church, we're looking down over the town, over the beach where we stood just a few minutes ago. It's okay, it's not floating my boat entirely. The town's quite messy, and I get that, that's fair enough. But I've got a feeling that church is going to light up. I'm convinced I've seen some pictures of it where it's floodlit. But yeah, sunset has been and gone now, and I would have thought if it were going to be lit up, perhaps they only do it at certain times of year, maybe they do it for Christmas. But this is just a couple of days after Easter, so if it's for religious reasons, you'd think they'd have it lit up at the moment. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I'm not going to into too many details. As it's getting darker, I'm having to extend that shutter speed. I'm hoping for some lights, at least some street lights, even if the church doesn't get lit up. So we'll get this picture, and there it comes now. Well, to be honest, that were a bit of a bonus shot. I wasn't expecting much of it. It's still getting dark, so I might just stick around a little bit longer. But yeah, the real draw here were those sea stacks and getting down on that black beach. And I got some images there, which I think, I'm pretty sure are going to be pretty good. Yeah, I think they're going to be good. Time will tell when I get them back in the computer and have a look properly. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with them, certainly on the back of the camera. As for this one, well, that's it, just a bonus. But yeah, still nice to be here. So we're just going to stick around a bit longer, see if it picks up when it gets darker. But yeah, back down to our little cottage that we've rented, and an early night, I think, because we're going to push on along the south coast towards yeah, back towards the Diamond Beach, and eventually we're going to try and get to Vesterhorn. So yeah, quite a long day of driving tomorrow, but hopefully we'll get those to those locations. So stick around on the channel. Hopefully some vlogs from those locations are coming up. If you find the time, please like and subscribe. Give that bell a bit of a press. You'll get notified. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. Really helps me out, helps this channel out. I really appreciate it. So until next time, in Iceland, in Vic, I'll be seeing you.